Good morning, team. Uwe Jacobs, property strategist from Property Friends, reporting to you live from Magnetic Island. Yes, it's shaved. I am on island time, which is saying that things slow down, which is really, really good. I'm with friends on Magnetic Island and have done extensive research on Magnetic Island, more specifically on property investment on Magnetic Island. Very, very interesting market. Very interesting. The biggest reason why I'm saying it's a very interesting market, it's about a 25 minute ferry ride from Townsville, a town of 200,000 people, roughly. Hang on. Sorry. Got myself a bit of a sniffle. Yeah, and the reach to the airport makes it an international destination. Something that's quite special about the island is that 3/4 of the island is national park and heritage listed and so on and so forth. So a destination that is worldwide recognized for its beauty and for its, I believe, 350, no, that's not quite, but say 300 days, I don't know the exact figure, of beautiful sunshine. And you can see I'm sitting at my friend's place. This is tropical Queensland. I love it. Yes, so to property investment, why would it be even coming under consideration? Well, one of the things with Magnetic Island, and especially with, say, 75% of the island being national park, is scarcity. Scarcity of available land for development, for housing. And that makes it immediately an interesting place to invest. Will property investment work in here? Well, I first looked at the usual, which is the occupancy rate of Airbnb. So, other than the normal property investing, we're actually considering an Airbnb investment. The occupancy rate, according to my research, is 58% in average. That is for Airbnb, excluding the big hotels or properties that have 15 or above units, accommodation places, whatever. So 58% is the occupancy rate. Now, one has to consider, and that's the point, ladies and gentlemen, detailed research, on-site research is what makes the difference, is what makes the difference between a good investment and a great investment. So 58% is the medium, it's the average. Now, one has to consider that I would say 80% of the Airbnb places are fairly dated and old places. Why is that? The reason is that it is very, very expensive and difficult to build on the island. Consider it yourself. You need to ship every piece of material onto the island via a barge. That's time, cost, and cumbersome. You need to house a team here for 6 to 9 months. That's living away from home allowance, that's additional cost, and the tyranny of distance to your normal suppliers makes it very difficult and moreover very, very expensive to build on the island. So what does Property Friends do? Well, we do it different. We use the TTL, the Turnkey Lodge, a modular home that is coming on one container, one 40-foot high cube container onto the island. We've done the research. The container cost for getting it to the island is about $5,000. Now that, in comparison to shipping every piece of material onto the island, to housing a team of tradies on the island for 6 to 9 months, is diddly squat. That's a technical expression. So the other big advantage with the TTL, the turnkey lodge, is that once the container hits site, the footings are established. So once it hits the site, it is built and ready to move in, turnkey, in 2 weeks. So the speed of erecting the dwelling is second to none. That means also that you're not funding the land and the progress payment cost, for 8 months, say. So that's a huge advantage. The speed of erection to a turnkey to move in ready is amazing. Now, will it work? At 58% and the total cost at 0% funding, so that is, sorry, when I say at 0% capital input, calculatory. When I do calculations, I always assume that 100% of the cost need to be financed. More on that in a different video. At 100% funding, at 100% financing, the property will break even. So that's a great investment as far as I'm concerned, if the investment carries itself completely with all costs. And I have included the additional cost for Airbnb, cleaning, some washing powder, some hair wash, some whatever. So I've done a calculation, assumed all the cost factors that need to be additional to Airbnb, and still the investment carries itself completely. So how about that story, that I can have an investment that pays for itself completely, yet, in my view, and everybody do their own research, will be very, very much returning a great capital gain because of the scarcity. I see Magnetic Island as a destination that is yet to be uncovered, yet to be recognized as a stunning World Heritage listed tourist destination. Now, there is not only tourism here, there is quite a local community. Sorry, my apologies. Quite a local community, and of course the 200,000 people in just Townsville. A lot of them have holiday homes here that they frequent. It is tourism loaded or focused, but there is enough diversity in the source of people, let's call it, that I feel quite secure and I feel quite okay about that as an income source. There is, of course, also the other income source of having people that work on the island, and there are many, mainly in the tourism industry, have them as tenants. So yes, one thing to recognize is this is fairly heavily dependent on tourism, and something like COVID, a black swan event, would heavily impact on the income. Having said that, if you have got a long-term tenancy, people need to live somewhere anyway. So all in all, we are going to have a go at it. We're doing a project on Magnetic Island. I am hunting around for a mixed use site so that we can not only put one TTL, the Turnkey Lodge, onto it, but rather a number. I am in an ideal world looking for a site where I can put 4 on it and do that as a project that is income producing, because at 4, due to the reduction in average cost for the land, the 4 units, admittingly fully funded, will return $100,000 per year. Now, that is a very nice passive income, and that is after all costs and after tax. So that's an option that I quite like, and that's an option that I want to pursue and investigate further. So there you go. That was Magnetic Island. We're going to have a go at it. If you are interested to know more about it, go to our website. Bottom of each page is a button where you can lock in a discovery call. Happy to have a chat up to half an hour. No cost, no obligations, whatever you got to lose. On that note, remember, you got to be in it to win it. Have a good one.